Welcome to The Explainer. Okay, let's talk about that 3 a.m. wake-up call. You know the one. You're suddenly wide awake, your heart's pounding, and your brain is just flooded with anxiety about work or money or everything. Well, you are definitely not alone. Today we're going to get into exactly why your brain does this, and more importantly, show you a really simple way to flip a switch and get right back to sleep.
So why does your brain decide to panic in the middle of the night? It has to be one of the most frustrating things ever, right? You're completely exhausted. All you want is to sleep, but nope. Your brain has decided that this is the perfect time to review every single mistake you've ever made. What is actually going on? And this is the first thing you really have to understand. That middle of the night panic, it's not a bug in your system. It's a feature. It's a really, really old survival instinct that's just kind of gone haywire in our modern world. Your brain honestly thinks it's helping. It thinks it's saving your life.
Okay, so let's dig into what's happening on a physical level. When you jolt awake and your mind starts racing, it's not just in your head. Oh no. There's a very real, very powerful chemical reaction happening all through your body.
See, this isn't just some random anxiety. It's a specific biological response. Your brain perceives a threat, specifically a lack of something important, and it slams the big red panic button. This floods your system with stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. It's literally designed to force you out of bed and into action.
And all of this leads us right to the core idea we're talking about today, something called the scarcity trap.
Think of this trap as outdated software. It's an ancient survival program that fires up whenever your brain thinks you're running low on something, whether that's food, safety, or, these days, money. It was built for a world where a lack of resources was an immediate, life-threatening emergency. The problem is that same circuit now fires off when you think about a looming deadline or a credit card bill.
And this is the perfect way to put it. Your brain is treating your modern worries with the exact same life-or-death urgency as an ancient farmer facing a literal famine. It's trying to get you to go plant more corn at 3 in the morning, even if your corn is just a PowerPoint presentation you have to finish.
So, this brings us to the really frustrating part, right? If you know you're safe and you know these worries can wait, why can't you just tell yourself to calm down and go back to sleep?
Well, the problem is that these two states, full-blown panic and peaceful sleep, are on opposite sides of a huge physiological canyon. When you're full of cortisol, you are in a high arousal state, and sleep, well, that's the ultimate low arousal state. That gap is just way too wide to cross with willpower alone.
Just look at the difference. Your agitated brain is in fight or flight. Your heart rate's high, cortisol is surging, you're ready for action. The calm brain is in rest and digest mode, totally relaxed. Telling your agitated brain to just relax is like trying to stop a speeding freight train with a polite suggestion. It's not going to work.
Okay, so since we can't just force our way out of this trap, we need a totally different strategy. We have to get smarter. We need to work with our brain's ancient wiring, not against it. We need to flip the switch.
And that's the key question, isn't it? You're not dealing with the logical, modern part of your mind here. You're trying to communicate with a primitive, emotional survival machine. And that part of your brain, it doesn't understand logic. It doesn't respond to gentle reassurances.
That's the secret. You don't reason with it. You show it proof. You have to send a clear, undeniable signal that the danger it thinks is there isn't real. You have to give it tangible evidence that right here, right now, the tribe is safe and there is no scarcity.
So, how do you actually do that? Let's get practical. Let's look at how you can build a case for safety that your primitive brain can actually understand. This is where you go from being the victim of the alarm to being the one who gets to turn it off.
One really powerful way to do this is with a grounding exercise like the 5-4-3-2-1 method. By focusing your attention on your senses, you're literally yanking your brain out of those abstract future worries and anchoring it in the physical reality of the present moment. And the present moment, for you, in your bed, is almost always safe.
Another way is to build what you can think of as a mental evidence of abundance list. Now, this is not just about being positive. This is about collecting data. Each one of these simple, tangible things, the fact that you have a comfortable bed, a roof over your head, that the room is a safe temperature, every single one is a piece of proof that directly contradicts your brain's fear of scarcity. It's proof that you have enough. And this is where you get the payoff. When you consciously send these signals of safety, you're not just changing your thoughts. You are actively changing your body's chemistry.
By providing this evidence of abundance, you are manually activating your parasympathetic nervous system. That's the rest and digest system. It's the body's natural off switch for stress. You're basically telling the alarm system that the threat has passed and it's safe to stand down. You're giving the all-clear signal.
And that right there is what this technique gives you. It's not about forcing sleep. It's about creating the biological conditions where sleep can just happen naturally. Your brain, finally convinced that you're safe and you have enough, powers down the alarm system.
And really, that's the whole thing in a nutshell. That 3 a.m. insomnia isn't a battle you have to win with brute force. It's more like a conversation you need to have with your own survival instincts. And you have to use the language it understands, the language of safety and evidence.
So I'll leave you with a question to think about. What little pieces of evidence can you find the next time your 3 a.m. alarm goes off? Think about it ahead of time. What are 3 or 4 simple, tangible things right there in your room that you can list as proof? Having that tool ready to go might make all the difference between another hour of anxiety and a peaceful night's sleep.